New on Amextra. It is not too late to get that, late summer road trip in. And you know where is a good place to go? Where I've been going lately. Southern Oregon could be that perfect place to escape to.
It is such a beautiful part of our
Yeah.
state. From hiking to stargazing, there is a lot of natural beauty to explore for a socially distant vacation. Joining us live right now to tell us what Southern Oregon has in store is Brad Niva with Travel Southern Oregon. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Hope you like my background this morning.
Oh, it is beautiful. I love it. Yeah. So we were just talking about how awesome Southern Oregon is. I mean, what would you say it's really known for?
Well, it's in the new COVID world. We're excited that people get to see other reasons to come to Southern Oregon. Of course, the Shakespeare Festival has always been one of our mainstays, but I think one of the opportunities now with that facility closed is the natural beauty of this area. We are the home of the Oregon's National Park, which is Crater Lake. We also have the Oregon Caves Monument here. And then we're seeing people explore our mountain biking trails, our hiking trails, and then of course our wine industry continues to get rave reviews. And I think it's still very undiscovered. So we're excited to have people from Portland and other parts of our state to come down to Southern Oregon and realize what's all these wonderful things that are right in their backyard.
Oh, it's so true. And I've actually been starting to explore Southern Oregon more now that we've been kind of staying inside. And I found really cool rock climbing areas where nobody really goes to or knows about. I'm going to be going whitewater rafting in Roseburg this weekend. So, I mean, what are some other ways that people can enjoy nature in Southern Oregon that we honestly don't really talk about because everybody goes to, Mount Hood and those sorts of things?
Yeah, we've seen that for years, and it's one of those things that we have to remind Oregonians that Oregon does exist south of Eugene. It's always been one of those things that they're like, oh, the border in Eugene. We're like, no, no, no. There's still 3 more hours of beautiful Oregon. So just in the video that's showing, I think one of the neatest things we have is these great rivers. And with those rivers, we get fantastic waterfalls. So I encourage people to explore the Roseburg area, and Highway 138 that goes up to Crater Lake National Park is known as the Waterfall Highway. It's just a spectacular way to see some really neat waterfalls. Now, some of these are fully set up where there's parking lots and bathrooms, and then there's others that you just park on the side of the road and you hike on in. But lots of neat waterfalls there. The mountain biking here in Southern Oregon is phenomenal. I think other parts around our state have always bragged about their great mountain biking, but we are fully building out more and more trail on a regular basis. And then, one of my favorite places is over in the Klamath Basin. That's the Klamath Falls, Chiloquin area, Fort Klamath. Some really beautiful landscapes there. Great rivers for fly fishing, phenomenal mountain biking and hiking available over there as well.
Yeah, well, and talking about one of my favorite things are the wineries, which I haven't really explored the wineries in Southern Oregon. So what's the scene like there?
Oh boy, Sunset Magazine rated us as the way wine regions should look like and feel. All of our wineries are still very small boutique wineries, 5,000 cases or less. Very much a homegrown experience right now, especially over the next 2 to 3 weeks with harvest going on. It's a fantastic time to visit these wineries because they're going to be working and producing wine, and it's always something fun to look at. We, of course, for years and years, have always been a major supplier of fruit to the Willamette Valley. A lot of Rogue Valley Pinot heads up the highway up there. But we also build a lot of other great wines here in the area. Southern Oregon's known for varietals because of our climate, a little warmer and longer days. And so we end up with 72 different varietals that are grown in this area. So besides just Pinot, we of course do a Chardonnay, we do Tempranillos, we do Malbec, we do Grenache. We have a lot of wines that I think a lot of people haven't even tried before, and they can't believe it's being grown here in Oregon.
Well,
Very cool.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, she loves it. And obviously Portland is really known for their food scene, but when you start moving further south, what about people who are looking for a culinary adventure, if that's their thing?
Yeah, we've taken great followed the lead that Portland has done. I mean, the culinary scene that's in the Portland area is fantastic, from the food carts to the unique farm to fork experiences. And so Southern Oregon has adopted that very much. And so products like the Rogue Creamy Blue Cheese that just won best cheese in the world, that's based here in Central Point, Oregon. A lot of the restaurants in the Ashland area, of course, have adopted this concept of making sure that we have fresh local products that are available throughout the area. So it doesn't matter if you're in Roseburg or Grants Pass or Medford or Jacksonville, or even over in the Klamath Basin, you're going to get some fresh, beautiful food that's produced very close, right to where you're visiting.
I love it. And what about where to stay? Lots of hotels, I'm assuming, along those cities.
Yeah, and so one of the things I really should let people know is summer has been very good here in Southern Oregon. So don't just hop in your car and expect that you can hop in and get a hotel room. Our hotels are running 85 to 90% occupied. So make a reservation, pick the town that you want to use as a home base, book maybe 2 or 3 nights, and then just start doing some fun day trips. Do a day of Crater, do a day of hiking, do a day of wine, and do a day of river rafting. And that's a great way to experience Southern Oregon.
It absolutely is. Thank you so much for joining us, Brad. It's exciting to kind of share what else Oregon has to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.